Great. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I hope every one of you are safe and hope this is one of the few last, webinars during the lockdown. Had a lot of them, in the last few weeks. I hope everyone is safe. So thank you for joining. So today is, I would say, a very interesting session, which is essentially put together based on a request coming in from a friend all the way from Australia. Who wanted to know as to how we can use LinkedIn, to essentially enhance, career growth and all those kind of stuff. So I have been regularly doing a social media marketing program for small businesses and home business owners. So I thought that I can put together, because the principles of social media marketing is something very similar. And I hope at the end of this session, you'll be able to get some good tips which will enable you to enhance your career. So before we start, a little bit about me for all those who don't know me. I've had spent close to about 30 years in my professional life. Till 2012, I was a corporate executive working in various global companies at Indian and national levels, international levels. I've been a business coach and a consultant since 2012 in various areas. And in 2014, I started a company, which is a marketing services company, which I co-own right now, and which we recently sold a majority stake to a large integrated communication company here in India. So I think I bring some amount of, I would say, legacy experience to talk something about the topic today. And I like really helping, young people, young entrepreneurs, who are setting up the business. And I think this particular lockdown was some sort of a blessing in disguise, because it gave a lot of time. So I'm available. My coordinates are down there, and if you feel like always getting in touch, I'll be more than helpful, willing to help you out. So a little bit about LinkedIn. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this platform. It's by far the most popular platform for professional executives to do various kind of things. There are certain misconceptions about the utility of LinkedIn, which I hope I will be able to clear. Many people feel that it's only needed when you're looking for a job. It's not. If you really look into it, as of June, about a year back, there were 630 million registered users across 150 countries, and of professionals, right from CEOs and presidents, and to right down to people, and with very detailed information for all of them, even including connecting connection details and everything. So it's a major opportunity if you know how to utilize it to network for various purposes, and that's the basic reason as to why we are having this session. Some common mistakes people made while using LinkedIn. Many think that you only need it when you need a job. I've been using LinkedIn for over 10 years right now. And right throughout my career, I've used it for so many different purposes. Right now, I've not yet looking for a job as such, because I never looked for a job. But I will give you some examples of how LinkedIn has actually helped me, right? So, and if you really look into it, most people do not have a completed profile, and majority of them do not use the full features. So if you are just present there with one or two lines about yourself, you're defeating the whole purpose of ability to utilize this platform. So I hope by the end of this session you'll come to know how to utilize it fully, right? And I think the biggest mistake that you can do is that if you are in LinkedIn and you're not active, it's something like you're having a house and you're not staying in it. You're not even renting it. You're not even staying on it. So what happens? Basically, it starts deteriorating in terms of your public profile gets diluted. So I think that's something which needs to be kept in mind by people who are using LinkedIn, right? So let me give you, before we dive deep into the training, I'll give you a route map to use LinkedIn for career growth. That's important. It's not, that's something that you can do overnight. So there is a method in this whole process, and you need to understand this route map. So the first thing, the key to success is to use the concept of attraction marketing. Now, attraction marketing is a principle which is used for marketing, in which consumers, which is in this case, will tweak the whole idea of attraction marketing for LinkedIn. So it's that process through which consumers, in this case, customers wanting your products, that means you are a product, comes to you to buy, to recruit. So that's the principle. So there are lots of people or lots of companies wanting you. You are a product in the job market, and they need, you have skills, and there are a lot of companies which have the requirement for those skills. So you can use LinkedIn for those consumers, that means the companies, to come to you to buy. Instead of you going and looking for a job, if you need a job, won't it be great if you're able to create an environment and a process where people will, companies wanting you can come to you. So that's the power of attraction marketing. So the principle of attraction marketing in job hunting is basically based on a very simple principle which is used across different platforms. And I will essentially tweak this for job hunters, for job people. So one is essentially called BES, which is build your audience, engage your audience, and sell to your audience. So most people looking for a job or a career growth is selling themselves to recruiters, going and sending their profile, their CVs and all. That's the wrong way. You cannot do that because that does not attract recruiters. So you got to do it the reverse way, which is, first build your audience, engage with your audience, and then offer yourself. And in case if you're successful, companies which are like the consumers will come to you. So that's the trick or the techniques that you will learn, right? And you can use this principle to even attract potential clients for your business also. So if you are not in the process of looking for a job, which I know many of you are there who are into businesses, you can use the same principles. Once you learn the principle, it's simple. You can tweak that to get clients for your business, okay? So let's look at the profile advantage. So it's a go-to tool for modern recruiters today. Especially mid to senior level jobs will be people will be hired if they don't have a LinkedIn profile. It's a must, right? It's something every recruiter wants to do. It's a primary social media platform for corporate executives. So it's not like Facebook or Instagram, and we will talk about some do's and don'ts that you do in this platform. So that it's a very serious platform, and you need to know how to use it. Once you know it's something very simple that you can do it. It's a perfect place for showcasing your professional milestones and achievements, right? In a structured manner. Unlike many social media pages in other platforms like Facebook, Instagram, those are dynamic, what you call pages. There is a timeline, you keep updating, it keeps on, updating, going. LinkedIn is a static page. So it's something like an online resume. It's much more than a resume. So it's a perfect place to showcase your achievements. Even if you are in a small business, most small businesses do not have professional advertising agencies to market their business. So they can actually use LinkedIn very, very effectively to showcase their achievements of the company and milestones. I think it's the only structured platform in the internet to collect recommendations. It's an amazing environment and a platform. And this is the most critical section that a recruiter looks at before deciding to shortlist a candidate for an interview, right? Recommendation and skill. And I have seen 90% of profiles do not have recommendations. So you're actually losing it out, right? Again, it's a key platform for positioning special skills, right? Certificates, skills, courses. There are separate sections for that, right? Again, a great platform for networking with potential employers. And it's a great platform for engaging with the potential employers as well as clients. So these are the core advantage of this platform, right? And if you are a professional, self-employed or salaried, it's the primary tool for building a personal brand, right? We will spend a little bit time on the importance of personal branding for a professional. Why is it important? And this is, I believe, is the primary tool for building a personal brand, right? So let's quickly jump into setting a profile. So the thumb rule are that the portal is www.linkedin.com, right? Once you go there, you if you're already there, it's fine. If you're not there, go and sign up. It's free, right? You need to complete all sections. Step by step, I will show you what are the sections. Chronologically, you can set up your education, your past work experience and everything, include everything, right? It's very, very important to complete everything. And one of the best things in LinkedIn is that it's got a profile rating, right? I think there are 13 or 14 sections, right? So if you keep on, filling it up, it shows a progress bar, how much you have done, step 1, step 2, step 3. It's not that you need to do all of them together, but moment you complete all the steps, you get a rating called All Star, right? It's very, very important to achieve All Star. And it's nothing, it's just basically you need to collate all information about yourself, right? So one of the things is that before you start opening an account, or if you already have an account and you want to complete it, make sure you have all the details. And at the end of the session, you will know what are the details I'm talking about, right? So let's first look at the contact details. So the contact details are very important. Choice of putting a phone number is optional. So this is how typically the contact detail comes, your LinkedIn profile. So this is when you click contact details in the previous section here, when you contact details here, contact info, when you click there, you go to this section, right? You can click the edit button and you fill up the details. You fill up your LinkedIn profile, your website, personal website, if you have any, or your company's website, if you're a business owner, right? Your email, your Twitter, and all those kind of stuff. You can add in the phone number. Now, I have not deliberately put the phone number because I don't want to get surprise calls coming in from anyone, right? That's my philosophy. Although I have my phone number in my Facebook or in my in my personal website. In LinkedIn, I believe people who want to reach out to me are serious people, and I need to be in a position to respond to my call. I have a personal habit, which I believe has been good for me. I answer every call, if I'm accessible, if I'm in the loo or something like that, it's not possible, but I try to answer every call, and I try to, respond back saying I'm busy, I'll call back. Now, if someone is reaching me through LinkedIn, through Facebook, anything else, I presume that I can get back to them. But if someone is reaching me through LinkedIn, so it's someone serious, someone professional, so I need to be sure that I'm able to answer back. So I do not give my phone number in LinkedIn. They can just send me a message and I will respond back to them. So that's my philosophy or logic behind it. Choice is yours, right? Starting, this is the critical part. Focus on the headline, which is on the top section. Again, when you click there, you get a form like this. So you should put a very powerful positioning statement, right? Now, how to put a positioning statement for you is an individual, choice. We can discuss this one-to-one, or I have professional coaching classes to help you build up your different social media profiles. We can go to that. So it's something that you need to understand what you're going to put in. It depends on your skills, your interests, what you want to achieve. It's not something very easy. It has to be specific and it needs to be eye-catching. Right? That's important because this is the first thing that everyone looks into it, right? Complete the intro section with full details. These are the sections, what you have, what you want to put. Again, it needs a little bit of coaching on that, a little bit of understanding of the objective. Use the branding section, which is the top page, right? It's a critical one. 99% of that space is empty for all people, right? I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating, but a very large portion of the people don't use that. It's a very powerful branding tool. It's just nice. You got to go and put up a very interesting picture. You can put a picture of you as public speaker or the trainer or whatever, you want to go and put it up there. Obey the picture format. There's a particular picture format. If you don't put the right format, it will get blurred and those kind of stuff. It's your branding. Imagine these are all part of personal branding. Put that. That's critical, right? And do not forget your other social media profile. This is critical. Please remember that whoever is going to contact you, whether to give you a job or to give you business, is a human being, and most likely they are also in other social media platforms. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and everything, or Instagram or something. Put them, right? it's very natural, for someone, if you are wanting to do business or building up some relationship, they will look at a social profile. So if you're not putting other social media profile, you're losing an opportunity to project yourself. That's something very important, right? And make sure that this is again part of the the main course that I have, which is about setting profiles. You need to keep some minimum contents in all your social media profiles as public. Lot of people feel that, yeah, my Facebook is meant only for my friends, so they block it. So it's very, very irritating if someone goes there and sees blank. So these are basic, simple techniques and tips. Please use them. Next section is the profile setting is about. Again, it's a summary that you need to talk about, what about you, what are your achievements, very brief, like an executive summary in a proposal. Put that 1 or 2 paragraph, it's important. And use the featured section. The featured section is a dynamic section, right? Yesterday only I gone and checked it because we're talking of personal brand identity or creating. I have a blog on this in LinkedIn in my social media profiles, which is about how you create your own personal brand. So I put that as a featured item into my LinkedIn. You can keep on changing depending on what is the trend of the day. So it's one way keeping your profile updated. Again, I have noticed that very high percentage, close to 90-95% people do not use this. So here again, you're losing an opportunity to market yourself. Okay. Next is the experience. After that, it's like filling up your CV, go chronologically. All the jobs should be added, year by year. And there is a tick mark saying that, is this your present job? You can put multiple present jobs. A lot of people have, let's say, multiple professions like me. I have a business, I do consulting, I have a personal business. So all of them are there in my profile and all of them are showing present, right? For some reason, if there is a gap between jobs, don't hide it. This is one of the biggest mistakes people do. Yes, it's very natural that, there are gaps in careers because people have lost jobs and it takes time. It's nothing to hide and nothing to be ashamed about it, right? Be a bit innovative in that, a lot of people write simple things like sabbatical, this, that. Be more innovative, right? And there are techniques of, how you can be innovative. But again, you cannot falsify any information there. That's a critical thing. So what you put there, if there is a gap, is very, very personal. It depends on your situation and everything together. And again, it needs certain amount of guidelines, right? That's very, very crucial. Again, put the education chronologically, schools, and can put all your certificates if you have any kind of special skills and courses. It allows you to upload, images of certificates and all. You have to put those because these are some of your skills, right? Again, there's a very nice section called skills and endorsements, right? So you can take a quiz to understand what kind of skills you are. And I encourage people who have not put their skills, go and take that quiz. It's interesting to know a little bit about yourself. And here what you can do is, again, you can endorse others. You can endorse others and you can ask them to endorse you. So there's a feature there, when you add your new skill, and there'll be a button. I did add it up. It's something which you can try. It's very simple, step by step. And there's no end-to-end number of skills that you can go and put it. But again, caution is that you got to put skills which you really have. Trust me, you cannot fool around with this. Professional recruiters are very, very smart, right? They will use algorithms, pick up those skill sets, and check your resumes and everything put together. And if you don't have achievements showing those skill sets, gone. You will not even get selected for an interview. So be very careful. Don't put everything that, feel, because it's fancy, you can go and put anything. There's no restriction on that, but be very careful of that. And this is where a lot of people make mistakes. They don't get selected, right, for an interview. Right? This is something what you need to talk about. So it's give and take kind of an environment. The other one is recommendation, which I'm saying that this is the most important section for a recruiter. You can take recommendations from past employers, managers, colleagues, existing, team members, customers, you can name it, right? It's very, very important. Give and take. Everything is about give and take. Give recommendations. If someone asks for it, you can request them, because by giving, you also project the image that you are a social person. That's important. It's something that you're giving. And take means you have impressed people in your past career, right? It's important. And there's a method of doing that. So when you ask for recommendation, you go and click the button. You can go and choose. A person has to be your connection. So if you want to ask for recommendation from people, you'll have to be a connection first. So you got to find them if they're not. And a lot of people. This is the most time-consuming section of building up your LinkedIn profile. It might take sometimes months, and it's an ongoing process. So you need to prepare a list of people from whom you want to get recommendation. The best part of it is that if they, for some reason, give you a bad recommendation, you can just ignore it. You don't need to publish it. So choose those people who can give a good recommendation about you, about your past achievements and everything put together. Prepare a list. If they are not already a connection, get them a connection request. Build up some rapport, and I will talk about how you build rapport for them, and then ask for a recommendation, right? It's a very, 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 very important part. And I would guess 99% of your time, you will not get selected for a serious job interview if you do not have recommendations, right? Take my word for it. I do not recruit by principle anyone who doesn't have a recommendation. And I've recruited a lot of people in my career, okay? Accomplishment, very important, you know, great projects that you have done, you know, you can go and put there, kind of courses that you have done, you know, language details and all kind of stuff, right? Your interest level, what your interests, you know, the people that you follow, the websites and all those. This essentially gives you, or gives the person who is viewing your site an idea about your personality, right? So this is something that you need to definitely keep in mind, right? Great. So this is typically, the setup activities that, you know, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, go and set it up, and then step by step. And I hope you have taken notes of how you do it. Once you set up your account, you know, you just ensure that you follow all the steps. Look at the progress meter, which shows, you know, how much you're progressing in all the sections of completion. Continue doing the work. It might take you a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months, especially on the recommendation part, till you reach an all-star. Once you reach an all-star, you know, you are done, right? The only thing after that you have to keep on updating are changes in your, you know, life events, in your professional life events, like updates in terms of achievements, your new courses, or any featured item that you want to present, right? And on and off, you can change your branding, and up to you. Once you get comfortable with it, you can do anything you want, okay? Now, building your career or looking for career, networking in LinkedIn is not alone. You have to do some other activities, right? So some of the other activities that is important is you've got to join groups which are relevant for your industry and interest. You know, it could be your company's, company or industry groups, and there are millions of groups in LinkedIn, in Facebook, and on. Join them. Join, participate. If you remember, I had told you about attraction marketing. You need to first build your audience, then only you can engage with them. So if by being in groups, you're building your audience, you're making yourself, your presence felt. Just being there is not enough. You got to participate, and I'll talk to you what is the participation process, right? So you build your audience by joining in groups. There are some other activities I'll also talk about, right? And engage with them, right? Your Twitter, Facebook and Twitter profiles are also active and have some decent number of followers. If you have got 1, 2, 3 followers, you know, it's useless, right? So especially if you are a professional guy looking for career enhancement, it's important to show you have some activity in Twitter and Facebook. Psychological is important. It's not that it's essential, but it's very desirable, which means that you are a social person. No recruiter likes to join a person who is an introvert. Having a Facebook profile which is visible, open to public, you know, relevant. You know, don't go and put all kind of crap. And I will talk to you more details of what you can put in Facebook. And Twitter is, again, it's a professional broadcasting platform. It's important, but Twitter is a difficult medium to handle because it's not interaction and you need followers. You can work on that, right? That's a different chapter altogether. Join groups, as I told you, also in Facebook and LinkedIn. Another big opportunity, which a lot of people are not doing in India, I used to do it very, very active when I was abroad, is join meetup groups. Meetup is a social media platform called meetup.com where you have lots of very interesting groups where you can join. These are, different kind of photography group, hiking group, cycling group, all kind of stuff. You never know where your future employee or future client is. They could be all over, right? So join in groups which are of interest. Again, joining whether an online or offline group, it's useless if you cannot be active, and you can only be active if it is your area of interest. So join. I encourage at least be there in few groups where you can, you can do that. Especially for people who are in small and home businesses, it's very, very critical because you never know, you might get your next customer there. It's very important. This is a bit advanced, right? Try creating events and virtual meetings with groups and colleagues of other industry associates. This again is a part of engaging with your audience, right? It's a great way of building up your personality, right? Try doing that. It doesn't come naturally to a lot of people, but it's an effort that you can talk. And the best part of doing online thing is that you are talking to a screen, right? You don't have to talk to someone else. So you get used to it. You do it once. It's very similar. You can try. Can I have Tapan? Can you mute the mics?
Just a minute. Hello.
Yeah, is it done? I think so.
Hello.
Yeah. Great. So participate in regular conversations, whether it's one-to-one or group conversation, is very critical. It's again part of building up an personality. Build rapport. We'll talk about how you build rapport. Join all kind of groups of ex-colleagues, old mates, classmates. There's that. Great. It's all part of your networking things, right? But please remember, never ask anyone in a group. Hello.
Yeah, carry on.
Very, very important. Don't ask for anyone for a job or ask for business in a group. Build your audience, engage your audience publicly, but sell or ask privately. That's the trick. That's the mantra, right? So what most people do, they ask privately for a job or privately ask to join a business or buy a product. That's why they lose, because they have not done the first two parts, which is building and engaging. So that's the method, right? Profile behavior, this is the engagement part. There are some do's, very, very important. I've repeated most of them, during the last couple of minutes. Just a quick one, follow influencers and leaders is very critical. Because when you follow influencers and leaders and they post something there, right, other people notice you, because there are a lot of people in the followers timeline, LinkedIn, YouTube or anything. Engage with people through likes and comments with whom you want to build a relationship. That's very, very critical. Right? Post achievements and accomplishment, very, very important. Regular post relevant and interesting topics, give and take recommendation. This is, I think I've repeated most of them. This is all part of engagement and all being part of active, right? Don'ts. Do not put personal stuff like family activities in LinkedIn. Complete no-no. No one will stop you, but the moment you start doing it, you have projected yourself to be a very, very unprofessional person. LinkedIn is a serious profile, and especially if you do in groups, you might get blocked. If you do personally, no one will do anything, but people will just say bye-bye. This is something you need to understand. Do not put controversial topics on politics or religion in any social media, right? Not only in LinkedIn. LinkedIn is strict, no, even in others. Remember, you are trying to create a personal brand about you. And you might have an ideology. You like some party, you need some religion. It's all private. Keep it between yourself, your close friends on a one-to-one basis. It's none of your business to go and project. Believe it or not, this is something, social media etiquette, which 99% people need to know. A lot of people are missing it out. Don't do it, right? Unless you have a very strong belief and you are a politician, that's okay. But if I'm assuming none of you are there, don't do it. You're essentially causing yourself more harm than any good. Do not show that you're looking for a job. I've seen so many profiles open for opportunity, looking for a job, and this crap. You're showing your desperateness. Don't do it, right? Very quickly, I'll talk about content creation. This is something, please remember, this is very, very critical. The do's and don'ts, note down, take a screenshot, make sure that, you follow these, right? Especially in LinkedIn. Now, a little bit of content creation. Content is king, unless you create good, relevant, interesting content, people will not see you or not view you or not engage you. Now, content creations are two types. One, you can create your original contents, right? The other one is curating contents. So let's look at, little thing, how you can do it. So search on trends on Twitter, relevant to your business. Twitter is a platform, that's why you need it. You can search in Google also, but Twitter gives you great daily, hourly update of trends happening. It's a hashtag trends. If you see relevance to your business, anything, like right now, if you look at trends, everything is about, COVID-19, coronavirus and all. But in a normal time, you will see a lot of trends. There are hundreds and thousands of trends which gets created. Search for those trends, right? Moment you search for those trends, you can curate and curate and create relevant topics. If it's about, just to give you an example, I'm doing this session is just following the same principle. There is anxiety in the market about job security, future jobs. So I'm creating contents, and I'm getting people whom I do not know coming and attending my events, right? So that's one of the ways, because I'm using content and creating contents which is trending. So that's the strategy. And every day, and all of you, if you go through the basics, content creation is a separate course, right? Which I do. If you want, we can discuss. But it's something, if you are a little bit smart, you should be able to create your own. I'm essentially giving you techniques and tips of how to create contents, right? Subscribe to relevant industry segment news sites and share. If you are part of some like a print industry or an agency industry, whatever it is, be in those association sites. They collect a lot of information. Try and pick up something, share in your timeline, so it's relevancy. Sometimes, if you are constantly updating yourself with news and all, it becomes natural. What you can feel what will be important to your target groups, whether it's your set of potential employers or clients or whatever it is. So do that. That's important. Share knowledge is very, very important. Knowledge sharing, establish yourself as a leader, as someone who is gone are the days, 5, 10, 15 years back, people having a lot of skills, right? They were just hiding, they were not sharing. In today's world, you go to Uncle Google, you get everything, right? Sharing knowledge helps people to earn respect, right? You cannot hide anything. Whatever that I have done today or shared today is all available in public domain. So what I have done, I've put together, right, and sharing it with you. It's great. Every time you can't look at give and take, right? Those days are, yes, in recommendation you can try give and take, but there are certain things which you need to learn, right? This is all part of the techniques of building a personal brand, right? Develop and share case study on professional achievement. Very, very critical. Whether you are a employed professional or a self-employed businessman or a business owner, if there are good case studies about involving you or your business or your division, please share it. Case studies are a great tool of doing it. You can create very professional case studies. There are agencies specializing in creating case studies. But if you know the basic tips of creating a case study, which is something like answering the 5 questions, right? Why, what, where, how, who, when, right? Answer those questions, you get a case study, right? You can delete a couple of them. You may, sometimes some case studies are confidential, so don't mention about who, but you can create case studies. The results of a case study or the reasons for doing that particular activity are very important, right? And I think this is one of the easiest way of creating contents, which is very, very original. This is again important. Videos make a lot of differences on your web page. Correct videos from seniors, clients, colleagues, customers, put them. It could be in a form of an interview, testimonials. Do that. It's very simple. Doesn't take too much time. Conduct digital interviews. That's critical. If you say, for example, you want to be shown as a as a responsible person of a particular industry. If you reach out to an influencer or follower, a significant person in industry through social media, right? Build up rapport for him, and after 3, 4, 5 sessions, you send in a request. Sir, I would like to do a small profile about you, for my community. Will you be kind enough to do a digital interview? Trust me, 99% of the people will not say no. I have done it. right? Yeah, okay, if you want to go and get an interview from a Virat Kohli or Amitabh Bachchan, yeah, it might be tough. But I'm talking of general people who are famous, who are known in the industry. All of them will agree. Video. They may not agree to a video. Sometimes try to do a video. It's very simple. It doesn't take time. It's extempore, and all these people are used to speaking in public. It's great. Identify a few critical questions, and it should be not more than 3 or 4 questions. Trust me. It's a small 1-minute video. Post it. Great, great, great tool for building contents. Okay, let's talk about how do you approach a potential recruiter in a group, right? Very, very critical. It could be also a potential customer in your target group. First of all, build rapport through a general conversation. Remember, you are in a group. You can send him, a message in most groups, whether it's Facebook, social media. They allow you to send a private message. Use these simple approach statements. None of them are, anything new. Right? Most of them will respond very positively to this. Build this up, build a conversation, and that's very important. Build a conversation with them, build some rapport. And if you are a good communication person, most of us are to do. It's something like talking to a friend in a very positive manner. Do it 2-3 times, right? Before you understand that you are getting into a comfort zone, never ask for a job or any business with them without building a rapport. If you're getting, answers like yes, no, right? You know that guy is not getting comfortable. Try asking questions or engaging in the conversation. It's simple. You'll get to know. It might take some time. Sometimes like many of the messaging platforms are not like WhatsApp. It's not instantaneous. So it might take time because people are not listening to them. Right, so it's something which is you have to do it 2, 3, 4 times. If you are skilled enough, I won't say but I have within 3 or 4 person, I am able to get an unknown person listen to what I want to do. Whether I want to get business out of him, whether I want to hire him, or whether I want to approach him for a testimonial or whatever. Practice makes you. You do it with 10 times, you become an expert. Okay. If it is personally, right, follow him first. If you want to talk, because I told you, never ask for a job publicly. So you have to ask him personally. To ask him personally, that means you have to get him connected as a friend or a connection in LinkedIn, right? So to do that, first follow him. So it's like what they call positive trolling, like his, check their update, like their comments on their activities. If you do it, don't make it obvious. Someone might be posting 5, articles or 5 posts every day, and you go write everything. It is quite obvious. These guys are smart enough that this guy is trying to approach me. So looking for a job through LinkedIn is not a one-day job. It's a journey. It will take 3-4 weeks. But trust me, you have a very high chance of comfort of getting the job or getting at least going for the interview. At the end of the day, your interviewing, ability to handle specific technical questions, those are different things, right? Here, it's not a job guarantee. This is essentially a process for you to get to an interview. 80% of the people, or maybe even higher number of people, do not even get called for an interview. This is a technique to get called for an interview, right? So follow a process, check their updates, post comments and get into it, right? Every alternate day, try to do, engagement with them, right? Very subtly. If there's no common connection, then send in a connection request with a small covering note. It could be something, hi, Mr. Miss so-and-so, I've really enjoyed engagement in public. I'm keen to be part of your professional network. 99% of the time, you will get a positive response, right? So if connection request is accepted, then build rapport through general conversation on how are you, all those kind of stuff, right? Do not, again, immediately ask for a job. Once you're getting connected, follow the same principle, right? And then you can slowly ask for, because by the way, I understand, there could be an opening if you already know that there's a job opening through him, or, you're curious, is it, I feel, I have a very good fit to work in your organization. I would like to explore. So if you're talking like this to a person with whom, can we have the mics in mute? Yeah, so if you already have some rapport with a person and if you approach them, you have a very high chance of getting an acceptance, right? Of looking at you positively. For some reason, if you're not able to get a connection, start again through public engagement. So this is the basic, I would say, mantra or the followed process, right? Just to give a recent example, this is just yesterday. You can see it's 5 hours back. Out of a blue, just someone sent it from all the way from Hong Kong. What I'm saying here is not, a story or something. It's a fact. People will reach out to you blue, and this is not one. I often reach these kind of things from recruiters, almost once a month, sometimes more. Right. So this is something. It really works. Okay. So now I talked to you about a little bit about how to use LinkedIn. I hope it was something which was good. But I would like to take another 5 minutes of you to talk about the current situation, right? It's a very bad situation, to be honest, for job seekers. It's, if you really look, websites, newspapers, there's that you only see things about so many job cuts, job loss, there's that. It's something which is not very, very comfortable. And one of the critical thing of being able to manage your career in these kind of crisis situation is being aware and understand opportunities which are there in this kind of a situation. Yes, you can always continuously look for jobs, but there are other options which is available. So I thought that it's a good opportunity to share a quick little bit about this. If you are into any of these red and orange industries, guys, it's time. Things are not going to be very, very rosy. Lockdown might open, but businesses are already getting affected. So touch wood, I don't want anyone to be in a situation that you're losing jobs, but it's no harm to get prepared. Start your networking sessions on LinkedIn and give an attention to what I'm going to share in the next couple of minutes, right? So it's very, very important, especially if you're in these industries which are in red. And even if people who are both from the industry which is green, it could be very interesting of what you're going to hear now. So summary, I don't think it's worth repeating. A lot of jobs, it says 200 million jobs are already gone. It's more likely to go. Global economy is actually shrinking to something like 7%. So I think, this is something which is unfortunate, but it's a fact, right? And one of the problems, right, of most salaried people is that they are living paycheck to paycheck. So if you don't have jobs, if you have salary cuts and this, it's a very difficult situation to be there, right? So what do you do in this kind of a stuff? It's very important that you are, able to identify importance in your current organization. It's important. If your organization is in the stability zone, like those green areas, it's maybe you're better off. Try looking at additional roles within the company. Future jobs are all going to be multitask jobs. I know, and I'm working with certain clients of designing future jobs, right? And it's becoming interesting. So unless you are able to reskill yourself, especially on digital skills, you might be found wanting. If there are choices in a department of 10 people and 20 people are there, and 10 needs to be laid off, people who do not have additional skills are the ones who should go off, right? So keep this in mind. Right, so guidelines, very simple: reduce your costs, get re-skilled, volunteer for wider roles, start networking. It's very, very critical. I'm glad that whoever has come into this event, in this seminar, will learn some tips to understand. Explore part-time work, very, very critical. Coaching, training. If you have family members, wives, husbands, or eligible kids, put them into some economic activity. It's critical. I trust you, these are tough times coming ahead, and explore some great business, home businesses like network or affiliate marketing, right? This is a very interesting slide. I thought it's something that you should know. This is a philosophy or a formula which was founded by a very famous person called Robert Kiyosaki. He talks about the 4 types of people, right? majority of the people today are on the left-hand side quadrant, which are either in a job or in a self-employed, profession. So in that case, you are not able to leverage anything. It's whatever time that you put, you get paid for it, right? It's 100% into one, right? There's no way. So it's all active income. For some reason, you are not able to do your job, or you lose your job, your income goes down, or it gets, it's finished. Right? So it's important that to look at the right side of the quadrant, which is all about, business. How do what is a businessman? The businessman basically builds up a system and makes people work for them. So they are not dependent on, themselves, although to a large extent, if you're a businessman, you need to get involved in the business to oversee and all, but your income starts from effective work from multiple people, right? So that's important. And if you're in the last stage, if you can become an investor, nothing, you don't have to do anything, sleep, right? Your money will make the money grow. It's all passive income. Now, if you believe that the right side is something which everyone would like to do, question comes isn't traditional business very risky? Yes, it is. You need land, labor, capital, you need a lot of expertise. You need to be in the right time at the right place. You need a lot of capabilities. You need to have a vision, goal, and everything put together. This is not something that everyone can do, right? It's a journey, I have started this journey 8 years back, and it's a work in progress, right? It's something which never happens overnight, right? But then what is the thing that I'm talking about? So what I'm talking about, one of the best options that you can think of now is network marketing, right? It's called TT, trade with technology. It's great. If there's a laid down process of people being successful, not only successful, ultra successful through network marketing. And in fact, it's something that you can do even while you're having a full job. Very easy to start. Laid down, repeatable skills are handed out down to you. You're spending half an hour, 1 hour, more the time, you get, more the kind of an opportunity. And believe it or not, if you do this judiciously, and we will come to know, because I have a very interesting couple of person after this who will share their, life story, that if you do this through the method for a couple of years, 1, 2, 3 years, you go into a stage of becoming an investor. So you get into a stage where you don't have to do anything. You sit down and get passive income, right? So thank you very much. Without taking much time, I'm very, very pleased to actually welcome Tapan. Tapan, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So let me introduce Tapan. Now, Tapan is my first boss, right? He was, when I started my career way back in 91, Tapan was my first manager. The time we were in Modi Xerox, that was my first job. I worked in that company together for more than 11 years. He was my manager for 4 years. A large part of who I am today as an individual is based on Tapan. Right? So Tapan has been a very successful corporate executive for long. Then he did something very interesting. So let me introduce Tapan. Why don't you tell a little bit about your story? Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj. That was a very interesting session. We learned a lot how to use one of the public mediums for our business. Yes, see, having worked for hospitality, travel, office automation, telecom industry, I was always looking for an industry where my work is celebrated and not tolerated. And after having joined the network marketing as an industry, I realized that this is probably the industry which I was always looking for. See, one of the reasons why I joined this industry is I realized that you can build and leave a legacy. See, when we are in the corporates, I've spent almost 20 plus years working for a company and then other jobs abroad also. Even if you're doing well, you are just very limited. People know you, people around in the company who are you working with. But in this business, in networking, I've realized that yes, a lot of people will follow you. You can inspire a lot of people. You can influence a lot of people, and vice versa. So it has been a wonderful journey, and I always wanted to do something on my own. So after I left Modi Xerox, after having worked for more than 18 years, I started my own private limited company. We started commissioning telecom towers in the Northeast. initially the business was very good. And but then, to run a company, I mean, you need a lot of skills and a lot of other things that are required. And slowly the business started going down because the number of tower installations started coming down. And that was the time I said, no, I need a different stream of business also. And I invested to open a fine dine restaurant in Guwahati, one of the main areas. And that is the time I met a very young and bright gentleman, very enthusiastic gentleman, who used to come to my restaurant to have a cup of coffee in the evening. And whenever he used to come, we used to, we used to start chatting about networking and the prospects and all that. And about networking, I heard about this industry in 2004 for the first time. I had an office in Shillong, which is about 100 kilometers from Guwahati, and I used to prefer taking a shared taxi. So I was in a shared taxi sitting in the front seat, and there were two gentlemen, senior engineers from Calcutta, and they were discussing, while traveling, they were discussing about a business about, which I came to later on, came to know it was network marketing. And they were sharing their testimonies and their experiences. And I came to know that, yes, this is one industry. It has a lot of potential. So it was always there it was always there in the back of my mind. And when this young man used to come to my restaurant and he used to talk about it, he convinced me to come to Chennai for a launch of a company. So I went to Chennai, more so because one of my schoolmates, he was those days Assistant Director General of Police in Chennai, and he told me, Tapan, come over. We haven't met for a long time, so that was also one of my reasons to go to Chennai. But having gone to Chennai, I attended the launch, and that was an eye opener because I saw people, very very successful people from all walks of life or different industries. They were professionals, they were film actors, there were industrialists, there were doctors, engineers, housewives, students. The whole segment of people were there, and there were some people who were really very very successful and had made a lot of money, obviously. So apart from the money, there were so many other things that began to interest me. I realized that you can learn a lot. Like I said, first of all, you can leave a legacy. And one thing that interested me was generating passive income. You see, having worked in the companies, and I realized that it was all active income. The day I left the company, my income stopped. Okay, so I had to do something to generate further income, because you need income to live, to survive in this world. So I started my journey with this particular company in 2014, 26 January. That's when the company got launched. And initially, first few years was a little tough for me. I will frankly admit it was really tough, because I was trying to bring all my corporate experience into this business to run the business. I was trying to do it in a corporate style. But then I realized, you see, in the corporates, what happens is it's a top-driven administration. Your bosses drive the business, the targets are given from the top, and then it gets distributed down the line. And so one thing I realized after having spent some time in doing this business is, this business cannot be top driven. It has to the entire pyramid is inverted, right? So there was a lot of learning. And one thing I can say that the salary which I got after working for 18 years in that organization at a fairly senior level, that income, I was able to, in 3 years' time, I was able to make that maybe more than that salary in 1 week's income, which was over 3 lakhs in a week. So great. I realized this is something fantastic. Apart from the money, you see, I began to realize that there are so many youngsters, looking for jobs, and people who are not very skilled in terms of specialized skills, and they are looking for jobs, not getting jobs, especially in the Northeast. I'm sure the situation is same all over the country, and they were just simply lost. Then I realized that this is a great way to engage them, show them a vision, show them a goal, and get them engaged. And 98% of my team are all youngsters, and now that they have a goal, they have a vision, they're so excited about this business, and they are spreading the word. They are getting their friends and family members involved, and the journey goes on. And you see, we are going through some very turbulent times. Like Pankaj said, this is actually a disaster. You know, we are going through very, very troubled times, and industries are shutting down, businesses are collapsing, people are losing jobs left, right, and center. To start a new business in this environment, not many people would have the courage to start a business. Okay, jobs you will not get. But there are thousands and thousands and millions of people who are passing out, coming into the job market. So what happens? What happens to them? So this is one industry, or this is one business where the entry cost is very less, very, very less. In fact, in a few thousands only. You join, you get involved, you get trained. There are people. This is a business which will give you a lot of training, a lot of education in terms of how to become successful in life, and use those skills and build a business. We live in a society. Everybody knows people around them. So get connected with people, approach them, and just build a business. What Mr. Robert Kiyosaki says, all rich people build networks and others look for a job. If you see all the rich businessmen, whether in India or worldwide, they're all building networks. Even Mukesh Ambani, I mean, he's the biggest network he has in the country, right? So, I mean, if those people believe in that philosophy, why can't we engage ourselves and start trying to build our own networks? Because I'm beginning to realize that, especially during this lockdown period of almost now nearly 40 days, each week my income hasn't stopped. Believe me, my income hasn't stopped. In fact, because in the first few weeks, the income rates dropped a little bit because people were suddenly shocked. They didn't know what to do, how to react. It took about 2-3 weeks for people to get organized, and they're going into the digital platform, engaging people on the social media, and the business is again beginning to grow. And the products that we are handling are right now very relevant, because we are handling wellness products to improve your immune system, hygiene products, and the income plan is something fantastic. So I would like to introduce the person who introduced me into this business, the person who used to come to my restaurant to have a cup of coffee, and that's how I got into this business. He has in a brief background. He was a teacher, getting a salary of about 9,500 rupees some years back. But today he is a very, very successful in this business. He has touched a weekly earning of over 13,87,000, 1 week's earning. His lifestyle has changed, and I've seen him, observed him over the years, and he's totally become a very, very powerful. He's becoming a brand in itself. Okay. So I would like to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Mr. Santosh Joseph. Santosh Joseph? Santosh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Are you there? Please take it over.
Yeah, I am here, but I have some network problem, so I'm stopping my video. Okay, you can hear me, right? Can you hear me now?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
I think he's having some network issue.
Santosh, you there? Hello?
No, he said he had some network issues. Maybe, we can take some questions if there is any.
Yeah, we can. We'll wait for him to join again. If anybody has some questions, please raise your hands and ask the questions. If anything you want to know additionally,
you can just drop it in the chat box, and we can answer back.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, Santosh, please come.
Yes.
Yes, carry on.
I think it's struggling.
Hello.
Yeah, I think I have some network problem, so you can continue. Is it audible right now?
We can hear. We can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you, Santosh. Please.
Okay, then without video, I will speak because
sure.
it will get stuck. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. Can I go ahead?
Please.
Yeah. So, Santosh Joseph here, speaking from Guwahati, Assam. And thank you, Tapan sir, for introducing me. I'm originally from Kerala. I was a private teacher with the salary of 7,000. So with no experience in any business. And I was inspired by a successful person named Mr. Srijit Nair. He's the executive director of Magnusa right now. And I like the concept of Magnusa. The income plan was very promising. And I was so excited with the business, and I shared with some of my teachers, and they laughed at me, and they told me it will never work. And then I tried to share the opportunity with my friends, and they also did the same thing. They didn't listen me, and I shared this opportunity with my relatives. They reject me very badly. So finally, I decided to come to Northeast India. And because I had few Northeast Facebook friends, and but then I had no money to come to Northeast, so I sold my bike, the only bike I had, with 15,000 rupees, and I reached a place called Dibrugarh in Assam. So unfortunately, I landed in a big tea garden in Assam. Dibrugarh is full of tea garden, and from Dibrugarh again another so many kilometers away in a big tea garden, I reached. My FB friends were tea garden workers, and one person was the tea garden manager, but they did not understand this great opportunity. I didn't know. Another thing is that I didn't know Assamese and Hindi, but still I approached so many people. Few people understood and joined, but they were not consistent. And I was selling my dreams rather than the tangible products.
You lost him, I think. Hello, Santosh?
Yes, it won't be.
Come.
Yeah. It won't be nice, I think.
No, carry on. We can hear you.
You can take it.
No, we can hear you now. Carry on.
So I mean, some leaders took it very seriously, and I reached Guwahati, and they have done it very. I'm telling you, now they have taken the business to the next level. See, Magna has a very beautiful system, a training system. They attended the training, they understood the richness of this industry, and right now they are the best performers of direct selling marketing in India. I like to introduce one of my friends, young student, and Mr. Robert Basmatari. He's the youngest BMW achiever in the entire Northeast and touched the income of 10 lakhs. Highest weekly income was 10 lakhs. And I met another young girl working as a staff nurse in Nasser Hospital, Shillong, in Meghalaya. She also touched the highest weekly income of 10,27,000 in a week. And among the network marketing world in Northeast, she is the first person to own a Mercedes-Benz. And in this lockdown, so it is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah. If again happens, let somebody take up. Okay, you introduce Miss Rodha Kapani. Yeah. So what I want to tell you is that in these lockdown days, this Miss Rodha Kapani has created more than 45 achievers. And achievers means we have a special promo right now. And then more than 500 leaders got money because of one person initiative. Now everyone the whole sort of Magnusa world is taking initiative and then getting income in these lockdown days. See, we have people getting more than 60,000 in this lockdown days. Please understand that there is a richness of this business industry. And we have great leader Prakash Bara who touched the 7 figures of income in Magnusa and driving up.
Hello? Rhoda, are you there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm very sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay. So we all understand. Yeah. Okay.
So we have taken only this 5 years. 5 years, we have 4 luxury car achievers and 84 SUV achievers in the team. And the team trust has increased 80,000 people. There is exponential growth in this industry. I introduced so many people, but only 6 people they really took seriously, and 6 people multiplied. Okay, 6 people multiplied in no time, and they reached 80,000 people spreading all across.
Hello. Robert, are you there?
So Rhoda is there. Please introduce her. That'll be better, because mine is very unstable here today, especially.
All right.
Okay.
But thank you, Santosh. We understood. We had a little glimpse of your success. Is Rhoda there? Rhoda?
Thank you.
Miss Rhoda? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Rhoda, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce a powerhouse, a lady powerhouse from Northeast. She is the first Lady Diamond. We have certain ranks that is there in this business, and Diamond is a very significant rank. She was working as a staff nurse in a hospital, private hospital in Shillong called Nazareth Hospital, getting a salary of 12,000 rupees. And she was approached by Santosh Joseph as a stranger, and somehow something made her listen to the plan, and she started attending some training programs, and there's especially a training program called Transform, and she managed to transform herself beautifully. And today she is a very powerful leader. Everybody, not only in India, a lot of people are following her abroad also, and a fantastic person, a very helping person. Rhoda, we would like to hear some of your story from you. Please welcome. Hello. Yes, Rhoda.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Even my network is very unstable today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Tapan sir, for inviting me and for introducing me very beautifully. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much, Sir Pankaj, once again for a wonderful session. We're blessed to have attended your session and learned so much of values again. Once again, everybody, good afternoon. This is Rhoda Kapani speaking from Manipur. Tapan sir has introduced me already. I'm not from business background. I'm from medical background. We call it sickness industry. Before joining this beautiful industry, I never knew that there is something as beautiful as this, where ordinary people's life can be transformed and changed to something unbelievable. And I have never had any experience either. But then when this total stranger, Mr. Santosh, he approached me and introduced me about this concept, I thought I should just give it a shot and try it out, because it sounds too good to be true. But then he invited me to a training program. So to make it short, I can tell you that all the things which has been happening, which I'm experiencing ever since the beginning of my career, the growth of the team, the transformation in my life, the transformation in the entire organization. It's so amazing and unbelievable to think that ordinary people can become extraordinary and achieve things which they never imagined in their life. Because prior to this, if I were in my previous profession, I will just be a normal, regular employee, without knowing there are so many beauties in life where we can do so many things. And to imagine that a person like myself, without any formal or training or education, let's say, to put it that way, where I have not done any kind of studies in business, or not from, I didn't do even the MBA, not from business background at all. Someone who is very, like, let's say, inexperienced like myself, from just medical background, to be able to achieve all the kind of things which I've achieved is a great blessing. And as an employee, I was getting 12,000 monthly earlier. And then because of this opportunity, after I joined Mr. Santosh Joseph, I have touched my highest weekly income of 10 lakhs 27,000 rupees in a week. And also, I got the opportunity to.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Hello. Hello. Rhoda, you there? Hello. 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 Pankaj, you there? Pankaj?
Yes.
Okay. I think there seems to be some network issues today.
Yeah, it seems so. So I don't think there's any questions. Is there anything to the first part as well as for the second part?
See, but I mean, I can see a few corporate people probably in the meeting, and all I can tell you, friends, from my own personal experience, I used to be in corporate like you guys once upon a time, running after targets and trying to achieve them under so much of stress and pressure. Unfortunately, many of my colleagues could not take that pressure, and some of them have said goodbye to this world. And some very dear friends who were like friends, and like they were mentors and philosophers, and so sad. I used to feel really, really bad about it. So I mean, but try this option. You see, you will not lose anything. In fact, who knows, your life can change 360 degrees. I mean, like our executive director says, 360-degree parivartan. It can be a total 360-degree from whatever you are doing, and you will be able to experience a world which is so wonderful, so much of excitement. You can live your dreams, basically. I'm experiencing that, and I would ask all my corporate people. I know some of you may be doing very well. God bless you all, but see this option. I mean, probably this is one option which is you can share these options to so many of friends and colleagues who are in dire needs of job, who are probably losing their jobs and their livelihood. So, like I said, the entry cost is almost nothing. I mean, few thousands only, but then it gives you an entry into a world where you can generate. You can generate a lot of. You can shift your income from to the B quadrant, business and I quadrant, and that is what is happening to so many people who have been and doing sincerely in this business. Look at Santosh Joseph's story, Rhoda Kapani's story. They were just ordinary people, no business background, no skills, no training. They were not working for corporates, right? But by the sheer will of their dreams and their determination, they built this, and today they become somewhat extraordinary. They have a lifestyle which a lot of people wouldn't be even in corporates at a very senior level. The kind of income they're making, the kind of lifestyle they're having, the kind of interactions they're having with not only in India, but globally also, because our business is expanding to so many countries. So give it a try. You have nothing to lose. In fact, you can gain a lot of things. And who knows? I mean, I really like a quote which says that opportunities often comes disguised in the form of misfortune and temporary defeat. So who knows? Probably this is an opportunity which has come in these unfortunate times, but it could really change ourselves. And once again, Pankaj, I'd like to thank you very much. Please conclude the meeting.
Okay, if there is no other questions from anyone, thank you very much. And in case you need to get in touch with me, I think you have got my numbers. I'll just share it just last moment once more. Give me a sec. So we are, available. We are, in case there's anyone who is looking to get into this new world, or you have any other issues in your existing business, career, please do feel free to get in touch with me. Right? You can directly get in touch with my phone number or WhatsApp, email, or visit my website. Thank you very much, and look forward to maybe soon in a very new session, sometimes in the very near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you, everybody.